Welcome, football fans, to a Wednesday episode of the Call Sheet Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Smith, here on the Fans First Sports Network. It is our Whiteboard Wednesday episode where we talk about the scheme of the great game of football, or we talk to other coaches. Today, I'm riding solo, but we have a great topic for you today. The topic today is the benefits of including packaged plays in your offense. What are package plays? Why are they beneficial? How can your offense benefit from them? Philosophy, execution. Going to get into all of that today. Real quick though, before we jump in, we launched yesterday a new venture here at the Fans First Sports Network, the Pro Football Insiders page. So if you get a chance, go over to profootballinsiders.com. It is a website featuring some specific writers and contributors, content creators here at FFSN, and you're going to be able to access some really great stuff, some of our featured material, and then all of our podcasts will be broadcast through there. So profootballinsiders.com if you get a chance. So on to the topic at hand, packaged plays in an offense. It's hard. Anytime you talk about origins in the game of football, you could probably get into a fight about who created what, when did it first come onto the scene, etc. The popular narrative is that we first started to see packaged plays in offenses in the early 2000s as the spread offense became all the rage, particularly at the college level. But there are some who would say, no way, man, this stuff goes back much earlier. I mean, John Elway was running packaged plays as a high school player in California in the 1970s. And then Dennis Erickson was absolutely running them on the collegiate level in the 80s. He built Washington State from, and also ran in the old Pac-10 into a bowl program, and then he used that as a springboard to get the job at Miami, where he won a couple of national championships running one-back spread offense with a ton of package plays. So before we dive into some of the specifics, let's define what we're talking about. What is a packaged play? Well, I'm going to begin by saying what it's not. It's not an RPO. An RPO, a run-pass option, which I've talked about a lot on this podcast, is a play which creates an opportunity for the quarterback, either pre or post snap, to recognize the defense and either run the football himself or hand it off to a running back, that's the run option, or pull the ball down and throw it to a receiver. That, of course, is the pass option. But usually it's a post-snap read, and it puts the responsibility on making the decision on the quarterback. You're isolating a read defender, and then you're pulling or throwing off of him. A common way to do it is to just run a bubble screen and combine it with a run play and have the quarterback read the overhang defender, the alley defender. And if he runs with the bubble, you just hand the ball off, and if he works inside to play the run, you throw the bubble screen. But that's all post-snap stuff. Package plays are plays where you pair concepts, play concepts. It could be a run concept. It could be a sweep or a zone run or a power run, a gap run, etc. But you're also pairing those with passing concepts. Could be a stick concept, could be a double slant, could be a smash concept, etc. And you will see offenses go into a check tempo in order to run the play. And by a check tempo, we mean they'll get up on the ball, the quarterback will go through a cadence, and then everybody will look over to the sideline. If you've ever watched the football game, if you're a casual fan and not a coach, and you've watched the game and you've seen that happen, you may have asked yourself, well, what are they looking at? Why are they all looking over to the sideline? Because oftentimes what they're looking for is the coaches to tell them which option in the package play to choose. And if you're a coaching staff, this really becomes a fairly simple matter. Oftentimes, you're just counting numbers. If, for example, you're in some sort of a spread set where you've got 5 interior linemen on the ball, and then you've got 4 receivers spread about the formation. Maybe you're in a 2x2 set. Maybe you're in a 3x1 set, whatever. You've got 4 receivers spreading the field, a single back in the backfield with the quarterback. You're going to package plays that are going to give you an opportunity to count the numbers on defense and try to make the defense wrong. Maybe you have a bubble screen packaged with an inside zone play or a zone read, and you're counting the numbers. If you've got 5 blockers and they've put 6 defenders in the box, you can still run the ball. You can run a zone read concept. You just can't block everything straight up. Maybe if you get 5 on 6, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you like that zone read or you like one of your packaged pass plays on the outside. But you're certainly counting the numbers. If you get 5 on 5 in the box, if the defense empties out the box, plays too high, and only gives you 5 defenders in the box, you're certainly going to run the ball. If you get 7 in the box and the defense is going to go into some kind of a 0 look, or they're going to play too high and not cover down in the alley, then you're going to make sure that your package play takes advantage of that. Maybe you throw that bubble screen because they're not covering down in the alley. Or maybe if they are cover 0 with 7 in the box, you're taking a shot down the field, a vertical concept to the receiver or the matchup you like best. But that's really how package plays originated. They began as ways to protect the inside zone runs that spread teams were using when the spread became all the rage in football in the early 2000s. Think about the Chip Kelly, Rich Rodriguez, Urban Meyer versions of the spread from 2006 to 2010 or so. Again, a lot of 2x2 formations out of 10 personnel, inside zone runs, quarterback given the opportunity to pull the ball on a zone read concept, or jet sweeps with some sort of power read going on up inside, or a straight jet sweep where the quarterback could pull the ball and throw it to try to make the defense wrong, protecting your core plays. You can do it with RPOs, or you can do it with the 4-2-5. But the nice thing about the package play is, again, it takes control out of the hands of the quarterback and it gives it to the coaches. And that's what makes them preferable for a lot of coaches to RPOs. All right. So what are some examples of some package plays that you see? One of the most common ones that you'll see is sweep into the boundary. This is particularly at the lower levels of football, high school and college, where the wide hashes create opportunities for you to really utilize field and boundary to your advantage. And so teams will often set their formation into the boundary. Let's say tight end wing into the boundary. And they will call a sweep play into that boundary, which is a great call into the short side of the field out of a 12 personnel set like tight end wing, because what it gets you is a corner having to roll up to become the force defender. That corner is going to have to set the edge or at least turn the play back in, which usually means he's going to have to come take on a pulling guard, something that a lot of corners, particularly at the lower levels of football, aren't real enthusiastic about doing. So you package a sweep concept into the short side of the field, and to the wide side of the field, you run a 2-man route combination. So you got tight end wing into the boundary, and you got a slot set to the field, and now you pick whatever route concept you like the best against the look the defense is giving you. So again, count the numbers. Is the defense loading up against that tight end wing side? Are they really making a concerted effort to take away the run? Have they taken their strong safety or their Sam linebacker and stacked him to the tight end wing side to give themselves an extra run defender? Well, if they have, then quarterback gets up under center or he gets in the gun, goes through his initial cadence, boom, you hit your cue word, everybody looks over to the sideline. And now as a coaching staff, you signal in the pass concept you like best to that two receiver side. Maybe you got a single high safety and you like some kind of a slot fade. Maybe you've got a two high safety, but you still don't like the run look, and you're going to work some kind of double slant, whatever it might be. But you got a single high beater, you got a two high beater, maybe you got a zero beater in there. Maybe you just got something really simple like a little pick play if they're running a zero, some sort of little slant wheel, and you're going to take advantage of cover zero. But you are packaging sweep with a pass concept to the wide side of the field, and you're going through your check tempo and you're signaling in the play you like best. Another common example, I heard Will Stein, the offense coordinator at Oregon, talking about this recently. He said Oregon likes to package duo, which is a very popular short yardage run concept, usually out of some sort of heavy formation. Most often you'll run duo out of a 4-man blocking surface. So it could be tight end wing. Maybe it's even a 5-man surface. A lot of teams will get into a bunch set when they want to run duo. Guard, tackle, and then some sort of bunch with a tight end wing and an extra receiver there. And duo is often described as power without the pullers. Everybody's blocking gap. Running back keeps it on the same side of the play call. And if everything's clogged up inside, he winds it out to the strong side of the formation. But Will Stein was saying one of Oregon's favorite play packages, particularly in short yardage, is to package duo with sprint out. So now you've got this 4-receiver or this 4-man blocking surface with the back set to the strong side, but you've also got an extra receiver split wide. And the Ducks will check the numbers. If the defense is packed in tightly to defend the inside run, they'll check to sprint out. And now you got a 2-man route where one of those tightly formatted receivers, or formationed receivers, I should say, runs to the flat, or he runs an out cut, and he combines that route with maybe a curl from number one, or a vertical from number one, or maybe even a burst corner from number one. And the quarterback is running sprint out, and now the running back, rather than become the ball carrier, is the lead blocker taking him to the edge. Quarterback will have a run option, of course, if everything's covered, and he can run for the first down. So that's a really creative and I think effective way to package a play concepts in short yardage. Another one, I kind of alluded to this one earlier. Very popular one, particularly for spread teams, packaging an inside zone run with a perimeter screen to one side and a choice route on the other. Oftentimes you do this out of a 3x1 set. So you get into a 3x1 set, you call your inside zone run play, maybe you call zone bluff, where you have the H-back, the inside man to the 3 receiver side, come across the formation and then out the back door as a lead blocker for the quarterback if he pulls the ball. So you now have your inside run with your H-back leading the quarterback out the back door if it's a pull read. And you've packaged that with some sort of perimeter screen to the remaining 2 receivers on that trip side. Maybe it's bubble, maybe it's smoke, but it's some kind of perimeter screen out there. And then on the single receiver side, you got a choice route. You got your X receiver probably one-on-one. Or again, you're counting numbers and deciding, well, what do you like? What do you like? If they go 3 over 3, if they put 3 defenders over your 3 receivers to the trip side, and they have a single high safety, then that probably means you're one-on-one on the backside. And if you really like your X receiver, you can signal whatever one-on-one route you like. And the O-line's still blocking inside zone. You're going to have some kind of quick route signaled, so the quarterback's going to catch and throw, and you're not really worried too much about the pass rush because the ball's out quickly. If you are throwing, a lot of times the team will just have the quarterback say something, a single word that he uses to alert the running back. Hey, you're not getting the ball here, so go block that backside defensive end. If they only put 2 over 3, right, then maybe you signal to the perimeter screen. And now you have 2 of your blockers block perimeter screen. You throw the ball to the third. You cover guys up. try to make 5, 6, 7 yards on a quick screen. And if they empty the box to defend the 3 receivers to the trip side, and they also put a guy in the alley to take away maybe slant to the single receiver side, well, now you have your numbers to run the ball inside. Ole Miss ran a drive last year. It was a pretty short drive, a 48-yard scoring drive. They got the ball on the opponent's 48, and they ran 5 plays. They scored in 5 plays. And here were the 5 plays. An 8-yard run by the quarterback, a 4-yard bubble screen to the slot receiver, a 13-yard run from the running back on a zone run, a 5-yard smoke screen to the wide receiver to the trip side of the formation, and then an 18-yard touchdown pass on a fade ball to the X receiver on the single side. They were in the same formation the entire time, all 5 plays out of a 3-by-1 set. And it looked like 5 different plays. 5 different guys touched the ball. Running back, slot receiver, quarterback running it, smoke to the split end on the 3 receiver side, fade to the single receiver on the solo side. 5 different guys touched the ball, looked like 5 different plays. It was the same play every time. It was the single, same package play concept. They just got the ball to every option that they had in those package plays based upon the way the defense was reacting. It was beautiful. It was a clinic. It's crazy. If you execute this stuff well enough and you're good enough as a coaching staff to really be able to see what the defense is doing, you can conceivably go down the field without ever changing your play call. I'll give you one more. Empty formation. Get into an empty 3-by-2. And now you've got your safety reads. You're just looking at the number of safeties that the defense is giving you. And you've built your play package accordingly. So that if they give you cover 0, right? They want to go cover 0 and load the box. To that 2 receiver side, you've got your 0 beater. Again, maybe it's a wheel, maybe it's a double slant, but whatever your favorite 0 beater is, you got that to the 2 receiver side just in case they empty it all out, load up in the box. Maybe they're going to blitz you. A lot of defenses love to blitz you when you go empty. So maybe they got a 0 blitz coming. Well, you've got your 0 beater to the 2 receiver side. If they go 1 high, single high safety, now you've got a 1 high beater to the trip side. Maybe it's stick. That's a popular 1 high beater. Tight end runs a little 5-yard out cut. Widest receiver runs a hitch. And then you get a slot fade from your middle receiver. Good 1 high beater. That slot fade is oftentimes a great matchup with your slot receiver matched up against a strong safety or a linebacker. And teams will like to take that shot if they get a single high safety. And then you've got your 2 high beater. If they go 2 high, maybe they're worried about your vertical passing game. Well, you got QB trap. 5-man box, QB trap is a great call if you have a mobile quarterback against that 5-man box. So again, 0 high, you go to your 0 beater to the 2 receiver side. 1 high, you go to your 1 high beater on the 3 receiver side. 2 high, you run the quarterback up inside on a quarterback run, Q power, Q trap, whatever it might be. It's a really beautiful way for a coaching staff to control the flow of the game. So again, why package plays? Well, rather than huddle up and call a play and hope you've guessed correctly, which if we're being honest, that's kind of what we're doing. We're guessing. We're taking a guess that our play call in the huddle is going to work against the defense that they're going to call in their huddle. It's calculated guessing. You plan for it. You hope you've done your homework correctly, but it's still guessing. Or you go on the ball and you run your RPOs, but if you do that, you better trust your quarterback. You better believe that your quarterback is schooled and trained well enough to be able to make the proper post-snap reads. If you're not sure you can do that, package your plays. Package your plays, and yes, tricky defenses will adjust. You can't go package play tempo all the time. You can't get up there, go through your cadence, and look to the sideline every single time. Because when you look, defenses will change their structure. You have to vary your tempo so they don't know when you're going to do it. But if you're smart, like most of you coaches listening are, you'll figure out exactly when you want to use that check tempo, when you want to go fast, when you want to huddle up. Vary your tempo. Keep those tricky defensive coordinators off balance. All right, that is our show for this Whiteboard Wednesday, talking about package play concepts. Join me tomorrow, Thursday, State of the Franchise. We'll be profiling the Los Angeles Rams. I'll have Mark Burns from the Rams Up podcast here on FFSN as my guest. We will talk about the Rams. A lot of people think that they had one of the most successful off seasons of any team in the NFL, and that they should be in the legitimate championship contender conversation. I'll see what Mark thinks about that on the show tomorrow. But until then, though, have a great day, everybody. Catch you tomorrow.